AT&T Stadium. For years, it has featured some of college football's biggest moments, from national championships decided to the grand tradition of this bowl game. We welcome you to the 2020 Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, the first of this New Year's 6 bowls. And over the course of 4 days, it is the best of the best. Tonight, 2 teams who were just flexing their muscles 11 days ago in thrilling conference championship games. The SEC East winners, the 7th-ranked Florida Gators, against the Big 12 champs, number 6, the Oklahoma Sooners. And that means we have star quarterbacks. There is Spencer Rattler, the Sooners' first-year quarterback. And there is Kyle Trask, one of the Heisman finalists, a Texas native back home. Alongside Dusty Dvorak, I'm Joe Tessitore. Greg McElroy, who is normally by my side, is dealing with COVID protocols. Greg, we wish you the best with your health. Dusty, a big theme tonight is stepping up and filling in. Thrilled you're with us.
Joe, holy moly, am I excited to be here with you tonight.
It pays the bills, my friend.
No doubt.
We've got big-time talent on the field tonight. However, one of the big stories developing in the last 24 hours, opt-outs. Holly Rowe going to be along in moments to give us the latest with that. But as for who is here, Dusty, Kyle Trask. I mean, this guy had a season that rivals some of the great seasons in Florida history.
He waited his time, he put in the work, and man, did it pay dividends. I love his size, 6'5", 240 pounds, stands strong in the pocket. It's his accuracy, his decision-making that has him as one of the 4 Heisman finalists. A fantastic senior season, and I can't wait to see what's in store in his final time to wear a Gator uniform tonight.
And on the other side is Spencer Rattler, and this young man, folks, he was the #1 overall quarterback recruit in the country a few years ago, and he is living up to the hype.
There's no doubt, and it was a slow start to the season for him. First couple of games in Big 12 play, he made some mistakes. Actually got benched in the first half against Texas, that 3rd game. And since then, it's been growth, maturity, and the arm talent is off the charts. This young man can make every throw and get him outside the pocket. Look out, he is lethally accurate with the football.
Listen, we know the criticism in recent years of Oklahoma. You point the finger at the defense. Not anymore.
No, not anymore. Year 2 of Alex Grinch, and this defense is how they're winning football games now. And it starts up front with one of the best defensive lines the Sooners have had in over a decade. Ronnie Perkins, as you see, is there. And all these guys, the movement, the penetration, the disruption they create has been the catalyst to an outstanding season on the defensive side.
Now, as for the big news that has been developing leading up to this game, Holly Rowe, get us set with the realities of what we're dealing with. Good evening to you.
Well, good evening, guys. There are some players missing for Florida. In fact, quite a few. There's about 60 scholarship players available. 9 starters are out after 7 guys decided to opt out and focus on their NFL future, while 6 others are unavailable due to COVID or other injury situations. Guys, there are young players, though, who are hungry for this chance tonight. Dan Mullen said, our future is now. The Florida future can be dynamic tonight. They are looking for young guys, particularly in the wide receiving room, to be exciting and be dynamic. Look for number 3, Xavier Henderson. Kyle Trask is here. He's going to elevate these young receivers.
Opportunity. It's a great thing for so many players tonight. Now, Dusty, 2020 has been a wild ride for both teams, and for the Gators, it was evident right from the start they were going to be dangerous with their offensive weapons.
One of the most prolific offenses in all of college football, the best passing attack. You've seen 3 narrow margin losses, but Dan Mullen in year 3 has the Gators back in the SEC title game this year.
Dan Mullen had a great visit with us yesterday. He was reflecting on the year, saying amazing that this is going to be game 12 here and their 4th top 10 opponent. As for the Sooners, now they didn't have their full roster of stars available early on, and it cost them with a couple of early losses.
It was a slow start, especially to Big 12 play. 1-2 start of the season, 0-2 in Big 12 play, but they finished up as strong as anybody in college football and claimed their 6th straight Big 12 title.
Lincoln Riley, 4th year, 3 straight playoff appearances, and now a chance for this bowl win. Now, their Oklahoma coach has had as many wins in their 4th year leading the Sooners as Lincoln Riley has had. Oklahoma wins the toss. They elect to receive. Charleston Rambo is back for the McPherson kickoff. They're allowing for nearly 18,000 to attend this Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic here at AT&T Stadium. And Rambo on the return as the coverage unit able to corral him just around the 20-yard line. So say hello to Spencer Rattler, and we talked about the tremendous season of growth. Choppy to start the year, dealt with the turnovers early on, took a quick breather against Texas, and now a record-setting first-year quarterback and a Big 12 champion.
And I thought the best game of his season in the Big 12 championship, he was sharp, he was focused, and displaying that moxie, now a championship quarterback in just his freshman season.
Stevenson, the running back, and he'll get the early work as he takes it ahead for 4.5 yards. He led the way against Iowa State in the Big 12 championship with 97 rushing yards.
And really, this offense changed once he got back on the roster. Big bruising back, and really has opened up this rushing attack for Lincoln Riley.
First pass of the game and complete to Rambo for a chunk play for the Sooners. Charleston Rambo, the junior from Cedar Hill, Texas.
A lot of cushion being played there by the safety, Donovan Steiner. Just a simple hitch route. Quarterback Spencer Rattler identifies the off coverage, easy pitch and catch, and Charleston Rambo with a nice pickup after the catch.
26 yards, 16 yards after the catch for Rambo. Stevenson. More running room off the left side, and the Sooners, here they go with this offense that has found its stride. Ramondre Stevenson, the big burly senior from Vegas.
Well, this is their favorite rushing attack. It's going to be their counter. They're going to pull both guard and tackle from the backside. The bread and butter of this offense for Lincoln Riley. You got offensive linemen getting to the second level. Nice block there on Diabate, and a big hole on the perimeter for Stevenson.
Well, we've seen a lot of this from the Sooners this year. Fast starts. And Stevenson with a spin move inside the 30. Dusty, they have outscored their opponents 134-17 in the first quarter this season.
It's great game planning by Lincoln Riley. He does such a good job opening up games, understanding what he's going to get defensively, and putting together a picture-perfect start to games each and every week. It's quite remarkable to watch throughout the course of the season.
After a 6-yard run by Stevenson, a little bit of pressure as he launches it downfield. Touchdown, Sooners, the breakout freshman, Marvin Mims. 27-yard touchdown, Rattler to Mims, and Rattler stood in there tough.
Well, Lincoln Riley told us this week they thought they had a special player in Marvin Mims, but not this special. You see him working out of the slot, uncovered. Steiner again, given too much space, and Spencer Rattler, nice find, nice throw, quick touchdown for the Sooners.
9 touchdown catches on the year for Marvin Mims from Frisco, Texas. Comes back to the DFW area and does that to open up this Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Joe, Dusty, and Holly with you here. Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, 7-0 because of that tandem for the Sooners, Rattler and Mims. Take us through it, Dusty, the damage that they've done.
Well, Donovan Steiner is not in good position. Look right here. You just see Mims, and he's just going to work right here, and it's perfectly identified by Spencer Rattler. Pressure by Bernie in his face, stands strong in the pocket, and delivers an absolute dime over the shoulder. Too much room, safety couldn't get back. Easy pitch and catch from Rattler to Mims.
Marvin Mims, who broke the Oklahoma freshman touchdown catch record this year. And now here comes the Heisman finalist, Kyle Trask. Damian Pierce in the backfield to start things off for the Gators. Now the top 4 pass catchers not in action, and he goes to Justin Shorter right away. We expect Shorter to be a big part of the weaponry tonight. Kyle Trask led the nation with 43 touchdown passes.
Love his pocket presence, man. He stands strong in the pocket, goes through his progressions, and he finds the open man time and time again.
He did so to Shorter for 13 yards. Goes to the near side, and it is picked off. Norwood, pick 6. Trey Norwood takes it back.
Wow, what a start for the Sooners. Coming into this game, Trey Norwood had 4 interceptions in his last 5 games, make it 5 out of 6. Watch Trask stare down his intended target, and Trey Norwood, eyes on the quarterback, steps in front and strolls in the end zone for a second quick Sooner touchdown.
Remember, only 5 interceptions thrown all season by Trask. And on his second throw of this Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, Trey Norwood houses it. His 5th of the season. And the young Spencer Rattler is saying, we got energy early. 14-zip Sooners. You know, it's interesting, we mentioned who's not playing for Florida. Grimes, Tony, Copeland, Pitts, top 4 receivers. The intended target there, Dusty, was Rick Wells. Now, Rick Wells only has 6 catches on the year.
And if you're Kyle Trask right now, the one thing about him, Brian Johnson had told us, he's even keel. He can allow that play to go to the wayside, stay confident, stay with the game plan, and big possession here for Florida and Kyle Trask.
All right, so first play after throwing the pick 6, it is Pierce, and Pierce is wrapped up and sent back by that front 7 for the Sooners. Let's take a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A impact players.
We've already seen for Florida, Justin Shorter, the wide receiver, at 6'5". He is a mismatch outside. He needs to have a big night. And Ronnie Perkins, so disruptive, so productive, and the emotional leader of this Sooner defense.
His first 5 games dating back to a suspension. He has been sensational in his return. 2nd and 6. Pierce again, and this time driven back by Brian Asamoah. And this is the difference with this Oklahoma defense led by the coordinator Alex Grinch, his 2nd year after coming over from Ohio State.
One of the best run-stopping defenses in all of college football, giving up right around 90 yards a game. They penetrate, they're disruptive, and they're setting up 3rd and long situation for the quarterback, Kyle Trask.
#1 run defense in the Big 12. 3rd and 7. Pierce split out, empty look for Trask. 4-man rush, Trask over the middle and gets it complete to Rick Wells, senior from Jacksonville.
Really good protection by the Florida offensive line. Plenty of time for Kyle Trask to stand strong in the pocket, navigate, locate the open receiver over the middle of the field.
10-yard reception there. Pierce comes back to flank Trask on 1st down. Trask, another 1st down toss. As he goes to Zipperer, Keon Zipperer, one of the 2 tight ends filling in for Kyle Pitts, the All-America, who is headed off to the NFL.
And right here, Zipperer uses his body to work against the defender, works himself open, an easy pitch and catch for Kyle Trask. And with those tight ends, they played a lot this year and productive when Kyle Pitts was out of the lineup.
13-yard reception for Zipperer. And now sprint right, and then a little slip to Zipperer. Well-designed play as he lowers the shoulder and goes ahead for 10.5 yards.
He sold this so well. Sells that he's blocking initially. Excellent job drawing the defender. You see him right here. Hold tight on it as if he's blocking the defensive end. And then releases out last second. A nice find by Kyle Trask. Nice response here after the pick 6 in this 2nd drive.
Awkward handoff there, but Pierce makes the most of it as he works his way to the 32-yard line. Nick Benito with the tackle.
We've seen this Florida offense go away from the run game at times and really lock in throwing the football. Down some of their weapons, I think it's imperative that they establish a line of scrimmage, run the football, and take a little of that pressure off of Kyle Trask and these young receivers.
Florida led the nation passing yards this year, came in at 388 per game. 2nd and 5. Trask. That ball is intercepted, deflected and intercepted by Asamoah. And now on the return, and Kyle Trask, the Heisman finalist, has thrown 2 interceptions this early in the first quarter.
Yeah, and this is one Kyle Trask wishes he had back. Kamari Gamble, he is open in the middle of the field, throws it high and behind his intended target. Used to throw into the 6'6" Kyle Pitts, and it's Gamble unable to bring it in. Balls in the air, the old tip drill, and Brian Asamoah, right place, right time for the second Sooner takeaway in as many drives. Rough start for Kyle Trask here tonight.
See him shaking his head. Dan Mullen was talking about how much he appreciated his attitude in the lead up to this game, knowing who wasn't with him tonight. And here they are down 2 touchdowns, and now Oklahoma back with the ball. And Stevenson patiently looking for something. He spins free. Ramondre Stevenson, a stiff arm for something extra. And the big back goes for 22 yards.
Well, it's the counter once again. Again, the bread and butter of this Oklahoma offense. But now you're seeing Ramondre Stevenson and what he's able to do. A little spin move to work outside, and the strength and the stiff arm to close it out.
A bit of tempo. He's once again able to bounce it, find the hole, and make his way down to the 26-yard line. Todd Grantham, defensive coordinator. A lot of speculation about his job security. They gave up over 28 points per game, did Florida. That's the most they've given up in 74 years of this tradition-rich program. 2nd and 2. Rattler. And he will throw this away.
Pass is legal. Number 29 is in the area. 3rd down.
Yeah, and the frustration starting to boil over. You see Todd Grantham earlier on the sidelines getting in the face of his players, trying to ignite them, motivate them, and it's been a frustrating year for who I think is an outstanding defensive coordinator. Things haven't gone quite their way, and as he told me previously, there's a Gator standard here. It has to be a top 10 defense, and they've fallen far short throughout the course of the season.
3rd down and 2.
Loves to bring pressure in these type of situations.
Rattler, quick strike, and it's incomplete. It was off the hands of the freshman West.
I would imagine Lincoln Riley going to go for it here. No, he's going to let the kick the field goal, get points, trying to get points after the takeaway. It's a good job by the Florida defense after a couple of giving up a few big runs. Bow their necks and come up with a stop, force this field goal attempt.
Gabe Burkich is on course to set the Sooners' all-time mark for field goal percentage. He has made over 85% of his career field goals. 43-yard attempt for Burkich. Good lift and splits it. Don't blink. All of a sudden, it's 17-0. 2 picks thrown by Kyle Trask. And the Sooners having it their way early on here in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Oklahoma scored 17 points in 3 minutes and 16 seconds of action. We told you the fast starts that they put forth. 17-0 here at AT&T. Trask, 2 early interceptions. 5 all year. He's thrown 2 here in 2 possessions. Shorter thought about taking it out, and he does after hesitating. He took a big hit in doing so, and a flag is down. This is now Davis. And Davis struggling to find much there with big Perion Winfrey and Brian Asamoah, who had the interception moments ago. Perion Winfrey has been a very good force on the interior of this Oklahoma defense. He was a highly recruited JUCO transfer.
Disruptive, penetrator, key cog in the middle of that defense for defensive line coach Calvin Thibodeau, who's gotten this line to play at an extremely high level this year.
Davis with time on 2nd down, a shot downfield, and it's complete. That is Trent Whittemore making the effort to the outside. The 6'4" redshirt freshman. Good body control there.
back shoulder throw by Emory Jones. Nice adjustment on the football by Whittemore. Had a nice start to the season, was injured against Arkansas, broken rib, punctured lung. He's back, he's healthy, and a big play down the field.
25-yard reception for Whittemore. The Heisman finalist comes out. The backup Emory Jones comes in, and all of a sudden Florida's finding a little bit of something. Malik Davis will cross midfield. Trask back in. 2nd and 6. And Trask will get it complete, and again it's Whittemore. So Jones comes in, runs for a first down, has the downfield completion. Trask now comes out as they're platooning on this drive and goes 22 yards to Whittemore. And now, interestingly, Anthony Richardson, number 2, the true freshman quarterback, is also in with Emory Jones. Could be a trick play scenario here, Dusty?
No question. They told us a little bit of a gadget. They showed it against Alabama and looked to feature it again once tonight. Maybe a double pass here.
So watch the slot near side for Anthony Richardson. They get the look of it, but instead a strike over the middle, and that was well defensed by Asamoah, who got his hand up in the passing lane.
Boy, Emory Jones fortunate not to have the 3rd interception here early in this game for Florida. Stares down his receiver, throws it right to Brian Asamoah, gets in the throwing lane and misses his 2nd interception of the night. Mistake by Emory Jones on first down.
2nd and 1. Wells orbit motion behind Trask here as they'll keep it on the ground with Wright, and Wright will move the chains for the Gators.
Kind of a 3-headed monster running back for Florida. You see Pierce, Malik Davis, and there's Naquan Wright. Smaller of the 3 backs. Really good quickness. And a little crease there off the left side to move the chains.
Naquan Wright went to Miami Carroll City High, 5'9", under 200-pounder. Trask, the protection this time, and there is Gamble, the tight end, and Gamble will have a first down for Florida.
On a zone coverage being played right now by the Oklahoma Sooners, and you're seeing these Florida pass catchers just sitting down in the soft spots in the zone, and Kyle Trask locating his targets here on this drive.
13-yard catch by Gamble, so it's 1st and goal for the Gators. Trask, inside screen Wells, and he makes his way to the 6-yard line. Matt Fields with the tackle.
Up near the 6-yard line.
Rattler, first-year quarterback for Oklahoma, just fumbled it away. So they're desperate to get on the board here, try to find something early on. 3 interception first quarter for Trask. Now running it and finding Ronnie Perkins waiting on it.
Love quarterback run game in the red zone. Well defensed by the Oklahoma front, not giving an inch and changing the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for Trask to go with the football.
72% of their trips in the red zone have finished with touchdowns this season. 3rd down and goal. Trask is going to run it on 3rd and goal. Didn't have a chance. Agwebu came in darting against Kyle Trask.
Clearly 4-down territory. No, I guess not. They're going to kick the field goal.
What do you make of that play call there, Dusty?
Surprised. Back-to-back quarterback counters with Kyle Trask. I mean, it's a part of their offense, as we just mentioned, but you feel like if you're going to run that on back-to-back plays, you're going to utilize 4 down. Surprised by the play calling from Dan Mullen. Conservative for the senior quarterback.
Evan McPherson comes in for just a 21-yard attempt. And the goose egg is gone. They take the fumble recovery and they turn it into 3.
Got to cash in to get points in that spot. I understand that Kyle Trask has thrown 3 interceptions, protecting them a little bit, but uber conservative.
Pearson boots it.
He had 5 interceptions, 5 turnovers before. He's only had 2 interceptions and no fumbles until tonight since. He has learned ball security. He's matured in that regard. Let's see how he responds after his first fumble.
There's Major, bounces to the outside, slips past the would-be tackler, breaks 2 more tackles. Good effort from Marcus Major.
Back to the bread and butter. Simple counter play. Pull backside guard and wing. Get out in front. And a nice piece of running the open field. Balance from the redshirt freshman Marcus Major.
Rattler, play action. Look at the time he has. He's going to take a shot downfield, wants all of it, and nearly gets it with Rambo. But play action is how Spencer Rattler likes to dial it up. He has 18 touchdown passes off of play action. That's #1 nationally. 17-3 Oklahoma. The defense doing their job with the 3 picks. A 2-touchdown lead for the Sooners here at the end of 1 in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Glad you're with us here. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Oklahoma 17-3 on top of Florida. Start of the second quarter. Joe Tessitore alongside Dusty Dvorak and Javi Rowe. You know all about the recent postseasons for Oklahoma, making the last 3 college football playoff games. This a game that you would think, Dusty, is critical when it comes to program perception. Rattler on second down. Another shot downfield. And incomplete again, as Theo Reese was the intended target. But in terms of program perception, and here you are against a Florida team where the roster's somewhat gutted, people are expecting you to go out and lay down the hammer.
That's exactly right. Look, this is a prime-time, out-of-conference matchup that Lincoln Riley told us himself is very important, as we see the replay there. Jaden Hill getting that arm in, knocking it away on the deep shot. And here's the thing, Lincoln Riley 0-3 in the postseason. Now, that was playoff games, 0-3 against the SEC. They circled this game, and they made it an importance for a springboard opportunity in the next season.
They're down at 5, pressure on Rattler, and they're able to get to him. Bogle cleaned it up. Dante Lang came in.
And a botch protection off the left side. You're going to see Lang just come right here off the edge. And 77 Swinson, he bumps down inside. Nobody stays. He picks up the blitzer and leaves a man laying off the edge free. Spencer Rattler's going to have to identify that, see that. Nice job by Todd Grantham, dialing it up and getting off the field on 3rd down.
That's Xavier Henderson, the freshman punt returner. New returners for Florida tonight with all the opt-outs. So he's put into action. He corrals the fair catch at about the 12-yard line. Well, strong hands of Pitts, though, are missing. I mean, what he did against Alabama, going for 122 yards, had the touchdown to pull them within a score. And once again, going to Zipperer, the tight end. It looks like he's going to try to lean on Gamble and Zipperer a bit here. I think all the production that isn't here for Trask, and that's why Mullen said, hey, I just love his attitude this week. I love his approach and his competitive spirit, knowing what he's in store for, wants to play ball, wants to get out there and take on this challenge against Oklahoma. Greatly improved defense over the past year. 2nd and 6 to the outside, and he connects with Malik Davis. And now finding a rhythm. Reminder, Monday, January 11th at 8 Eastern on ESPN. It will be the College Football Playoff National Championship presented by AT&T. Bama and Notre Dame. Clemson and Ohio State, and we will get to the 2 on Monday the 11th. Emory Jones in at quarterback. All 3 quarterbacks have been on the field already. Swing pass out of the backfield, Pierce. Pierce utilizing the blocks well, and Pierce takes it past midfield for the Gators.
Goes down as a pass, but that's just an extension of the run, getting their running backs out in space, forcing Oklahoma to tackle on the perimeter, on the edges. Nice play call by Dan Mullen. Good blocking on the edge, and a quality pickup by Dameon Pierce.
350 pull. Jones, and he's able to get this ball complete to Rick Wells. 17-3 Oklahoma. 3 interceptions thrown by the Heisman finalist Kyle Trask. 1 returned for a pick 6. This Oklahoma defense, they've been doing their jobs. You think about over the past 4 games, they've held their opponents to a combined 57 points. Florida sitting here with 3. Fake the run, passes it downfield to the end zone, and Jones took a big hit as he was looking for Xavier Henderson downfield. It was Ronnie Perkins coming in on Jones, Dusty.
Yeah, nice inside move by Ronnie Perkins. Makes a big hit on Emory Jones. They faked the quarterback run game. He wanted to take his shot in the end zone, and he paid the price. Ronnie Perkins, one of our impact players to start the game, with a big shot.
3rd down and 5.
Playbook's wide open here. You can go quarterback run game. And Malik Davis in the backfield, excellent pass catcher as a running back. You see him split out. They love to throw him the football.
4-man rush against Jones with time, and it's a 1st down for Florida and something extra for Xavier Henderson, the younger brother of the recent Gator star cornerback C.J. Henderson, who was a top 10 NFL draft pick.
And maybe an image of the future with Emory Jones throwing the football to the true freshman Xavier Henderson. Nice job getting open and a very confident throw from Emory Jones. All of a sudden, a quality drive here by the Gators.
Yeah, that is keeping Spencer Rattler, who you just saw, anxious and on the sideline, which is just what they need. Jones wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage that time by Nick Bonito, who chops him down. You see Kyle Trask supporting Jones as they convert and move the chains there. He's had a great attitude. Jones and Richardson, the 3rd string quarterback, in now for Florida. And right now it's Emory Jones at quarterback. 14th play of this drive. Rick Wells inside the 10, and it'll be 1st and goal Gators. So this is the kind of drive they've been looking for. 5.5 minutes, 15 plays coming up, and in action to score.
Well, watch this right here. Watch the big guys. Garage getting out front. Heggie getting out front. Wide receiver screen, but it's the big guys securing the blocks and setting up the big play.
Jones, 1st and goal to the end zone. Threw it to the inside and behind Henderson.
And the point you made is exactly right. This drive, obviously effective, hopefully for Florida can result in points, but it's keeping Spencer Rattler and that Oklahoma offense on the sidelines, allowing Todd Grantham's defense to get rest, get together, and when they take the field, try to get another stop. Key here that Florida could punch it in for 6. I'd expect quarterback run game with Emory Jones in the game.
That's what you get on 2nd and goal, and with it, a Gators touchdown. A much needed Gators touchdown. 16-play, 88-yard drive, and Emory Jones with the 1-yard touchdown run.
Exactly what this Florida offense and Florida football team needed to get back in this game. Job of tough running, allowing his blocks to set up, running through an arm tackle, and finding pay dirt for the 1st Gator touchdown of the night.
Get used to Emory Jones doing that, Florida fans. This is a team with a lot of young talent, and he's expected to lead the way in the coming years. They were down 17-0. They closed the gap. Just a touchdown game. Jones puts it in, and the Heisman finalist says, let's go. You think Dan Mullen had a little bit of fun coaching the Gators this year? A lot of people said there wasn't a lot of fun getting through the season. It was taxing. It was exhausting. You see him with Coach P there, the legendary Paul Pasqualoni, who's a special assistant to Coach Mullen. But somewhere along the way, it went like WWE heel turn for Dan Mullen, and the Gator fans couldn't get enough.
A little wild and crazy this year for Dan Mullen. Some brawls going on, jumping in the stands. And a crazy year all the way around. As the coverage unit keeps him just short of that 20-yard line. Remember, nearly used 6 minutes of clock there, so Rattler and company weren't in action. And now back to Ramondre Stevenson. Holly.
You talked about the hard work Emory Jones did on that lengthy drive, and guys, he did a lot. He actually lost his lunch after that was seen to by the athletic trainers. He's working hard over there.
Short pitch, Stevenson on 2nd and 6, and it'll be 3rd and a long one. Oh, it's a fumble. Florida came up with the ball. Florida came away with it.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. 1st down.
Stevenson coughed it up, and Elam, the cornerback, came away with it.
Wow, massive, massive takeaway for the Florida defense. The question is, was that elbow down as he went to the turf before the ball came out?
Let's take a look here, see what we got.
Out. Looks like it's out, Joe.
Let's bring in our rules expert, John Perry, three-time Super Bowl official. John, you feel like you got a clear look here?
Well, the whole goal here is it clear and obvious that it's something else? Right now, I would say you'd stick with this ruling of a fumble, change of possession, and change the game.
So Trask comes in off of the fumble recovery, and Pierce will take it ahead. And now Florida energized as Pierce goes ahead for 11 yards. Chance to tie this. This thing looked like it was going sideways. And now Florida with a chance to tie it up here in the second.
Starting to run the football more effectively. Outstanding vision and cutback for a nice pickup.
Kyle Trask, play action, quick out as he goes to Jaquavian Frazier, the freshman. You know, Frazier, another one of these guys that's brought up. Haven't seen him all year long, but with Tony and Grimes and Copeland out, he's getting playing time.
Good route, good timing. Kyle Trask to the freshman Frazier's. His offense all of a sudden got a little rhythm.
For 4 yards there. Second and 6. Trask looking over options, and then he's taken down. And it was Isaiah Thomas with his 9th sack of the season. Bonita also getting in there.
But it's outstanding coverage down the field. Kyle Trask goes through all of his progressions. Nobody comes open. He can't locate an open receiver. And as you mentioned, Isaiah Thomas, he's been so key to this defense. The MVP, him and Nick Benito with a big play.
3rd down and 9. After the fumble recovery, what can they do with it? Trask backpedaling and throws it short and low and incomplete, looking for Campbell. Once again, pressure being applied by Ronnie Perkins.
It's Ronnie Perkins, it's Nick Benito. It's two of the best guys that they have. You'll see him come off the edge here. Ronnie Perkins unblocked, nice stiff arm. Nick Benito in his face. A nice stop for Alex Grinch's defense.
So Evan McPherson trots out there. Currently #1 all-time in SEC history in field goal percentage at 86%. Man, this is a 35-yard attempt. And they take the fumble recovery and turn it into a quick 3. Looks a little different now, doesn't it, folks? More the way you want your New Year's 6 bowl to look. Just a 4-point game here in a Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. 17-13. Florida has found a little something. Defense doing their job. The offense getting on the board. This is Rambo from the goal line. And Rambo with a good return as he turns the corner out near the 40-yard line. See what they can do here as he goes to Seth McGowan. McGowan's got plenty of green space ahead of him as he goes past midfield. Steiner finally forces him out. So for Spencer Rattler, that is his first completion since the first drive of the game.
It's an excellent setup to McGowan out in the flats. Man-to-man coverage. Linebacker couldn't go over the top in a big pickup.
Rattler trying to extend the play as he's being chased down and then taken down. Now they go the last 3 drives of fumble, punt, fumble. Just saw Lloyd Summerall racing down Spencer Rattler.
Pass rush starting to get home. It was Chris Bogle with the pressure from one side, flushing Rattler out, and then Summerall with excellent speed chasing Rattler out to the sidelines. Pass rush starting to pick up for Florida.
Second 14 as he goes quickly to Stoops. Ball is out and Stoops was able to fall on it. Drake Stoops, the 5'9", 190-pound sophomore, the son of the legendary coach Bob Stoops. Young man who had one of the most memorable moments of the season, the game-winning touchdown catch in the Red River rivalry game.
Well, it's an excellent adjustment on the football, reaching out behind him and catching the ball. And James Houston rips that ball out. And Drake Stoops smartly jumps on top to avoid yet a third first-half fumble.
3rd down and 4. Pressure up the middle. They pick it up. Shallow cross. This is Weiss and Theo Weiss inside the 10. And the Sooners come right back with that 36-yard touchdown. Theo Weiss.
That's the response Lincoln Riley was hoping for from his offense. I think Dan Mullen is looking for a pick. Crossing routes across the middle help free up Theo Weiss. Florida's in man-to-man coverage. Weiss comes clean. Rattler puts it out in front, and the speed of Weiss gets to the end zone.
Second touchdown of this Cotton Bowl for Spencer Rattler. 4:08 until halftime. It's an 11-point game. Short will let it go into the end zone. Here's Trask, national leader in touchdown passes, as he'll check down to Wright. And Wright will take that 9 yards. There is Emory Jones. Jones has 31 yards rushing and the touchdown run for the Gators. Second and 1. And Wright, good burst of speed. Naquan Wright past midfield for the Gators. Now they're looking to respond here. 26 yards from Wright.
The vision from Naquan Wright. He sees this hole open up, accelerates through, and a big pickup. The second quarter, the ability for Florida to establish the line of scrimmage and run the football has really helped keep them in this ball game.
Here's Trask on first down. And that was batted away. Good work from DJ Graham, the true freshman corner. Remember, Trey Brown, their star cornerback, opted out early. He announced that he would forego this game 2 days after the Big 12 championship. So an opportunity for DJ Graham to show his stuff.
Good length, athletic, true freshman with huge upside, outstanding play on first down.
Down toss. In-cut, incomplete. Rick Wells couldn't secure it. Radley Hiles on the coverage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
See what Alex Grinch wants to do here. 3rd and long situation. Doesn't want to bring added pressure. Guessing he's just going to rush forward and drop 7 into coverage.
3rd down and 10. That is incomplete when he had a wide open Zipperer who couldn't come up with the catch.
Unfortunate there, Joe. Excellent read by Kyle Trask. Got exactly what he wanted on the post. Ball is out of his hand as Zipperer is making his break, and he just drops it.
And this is going to be a monstrous field goal attempt from McPherson. They are spotting this to what would be a 58-yarder. He's got a career-long 55-yarder. He has 5 career 50-plus yarders made. McPherson from 58. And it comes up short. And Florida comes away empty after they had a big run, 60 yards in 4 plays, and they come away empty. Strange first half. And Oklahoma come out, burst out 17-0. Trask with the 3 interceptions, and then Florida comes back. gets themselves in position. Then Rattler moments ago to Weiss. And now can he find something before halftime? They're already past midfield with Bridges.
RPO, get those second-level linebackers up. Middle of the field is wide open. And Trajan Bridges, you just mentioned, back in the Big 12 championship game, might be the most talented of all the Oklahoma wide receivers. A couple of grabs here late in the first half.
Big statement when you consider the year that Mims had, but that is how he is viewed. Rattler on first down, being chased. Bogle stumbling to try to get to him. And Rattler will tuck and run and be right at that line to gain out of bounds, stopping the clock with 51 ticks before halftime.
Smart play by Spencer Rattler. Chris Bogle, he's working on true freshman Anton Harrison off the left side. He's starting to come clean, but no pressure from the other side. No one keeping contained. Good coverage down the field, and Rattler, nice pickup, and he gets out of bounds.
Stevenson shifts out. He looks that way, comes back to the middle, and in doing so, finds a wide open Austin Stogner. A flag is down.
Illegal substitution defense, 12 players on the field. The penalties declined. The result of the play is a first down.
The result of the play is a 12-yard reception by Stogner. And now Todd Grantham, you see him looking on concerned. His defense met the challenge when he got in their faces earlier tonight. But right here towards the end of this second quarter, Rattler and the Sooners are getting going. Can they cap it now? First and goal.
An area where Jeremiah Hall, a big weapon for this Oklahoma offense in the red zone.
Stevenson. Blockers in front. Stevenson down to the 1-yard line. He had some Mack trucks plowing the way there. And then Bernie was able to get to him.
It's that counter once again, bread and butter. Hayes, Harrison out in front.
Quick to the line, second and goal. Rattler pulls it, spins his way in. Spencer Rattler. An offense that came out so hot. Then all of a sudden they struggled after that first drive. And now here before halftime, Rattler has put them into gear. Double zeros on the board here at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Spencer Rattler, 2 touchdown passes, the touchdown run. Nightmare first quarter for Kyle Trask, throwing 3 interceptions. And the Sooners, the Big 12 champs, up 31-13 as we come to halftime here at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. We've got the New Year's 6 bowls underway as you're watching the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic from here at AT&T Stadium. Look at that view from across the way. Joe Tessitore, Dusty Dvorak, and Holly Rowe with you as Oklahoma's on top of Florida 31-13. 6th ranked team in the country, Big 12 champs. Spencer Rattler a couple touchdowns just before halftime, and the touchdown pass, the touchdown run. He started off the game, did the star quarterback Rattler on the opening drive. Dusty had 52 yards, had the touchdown to Marvin Mims. Then 4 straight incompletions, went over 22 minutes of game time without a completion, and then found that rally late. The Gators offense.
Free kick, fair catch.
You brought it
down,
up.
25-yard line.
Rattler. Meanwhile, on the other side, we've seen Trask, the Heisman finalist, the star quarterback, who's getting set to come out here, and we've seen Emory Jones, the big recruit, who many feel is the future of the program, and the offense more efficient, more productive with Jones so far tonight. Trask has 35 plays, Jones 16. Jones had the long scoring drive, had the touchdown run. He's going for 6.8 yards per play.
We'll see how much we see him here in the second half. I think this opening drive, Joe, is extremely important if Florida has some production.
Trask, sprint right, shows the arm to the outside. Diving effort from Rick Wells. Holly.
Guys, obviously the first half didn't go how Kyle Trask would have liked. But keep in mind, after that SEC championship game, they let their kids go home for Christmas. When they came back, they've only had 3 practices together as a unit with this new wide receiving group and all these new pieces around Kyle Trask. That's a big reason they're trying to settle in and get that timing right here in this game.
Timing critical. Connects for 12 yards there, then lofts it, and that could have been intercepted. Woody Washington made a play on the ball and then was falling on his backside as he had a chance for an interception.
Extremely well played by the redshirt freshman Woody Washington. He plays the running back in the flats, continues to get depth, makes an athletic play, reaching up, deflecting the pass, and almost coming down with his second interception of the night.
2nd and 10. Trask is going to check down to Pierce, and Pierce is forced out at about the 39-yard line by Asamoah. Wow. That's what Ford has been able to do in the third quarter games this season. Scoring points 124 to 41. Find themselves with a 3rd and 8 against this vastly improved Oklahoma defense. 3rd and 8 for Trask. 4-man rush. Brings it back down. Launches downfield. And incomplete. No flag. As he was trying to get it to Justin Shorter. Top 4 targets not in action tonight for Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask wanted to take his shot. He had the 6'5" wide receiver. Shorter's got good position on the football. A little bit of a push there by Trey Norwood as Shorter goes up to get the football, unable to bring it in. This opening drive comes up empty for the Gators.
Spectacular through 11 games. 8th highest touchdown of 8th highest total of touchdown passes in 11 games in FBS history. Then what has been a struggle so far tonight. Rattler out of the backfield is McGowan, and McGowan is tracked down from Amari Burney. All right, so in terms of opting out, and we've seen this trend this week. Now I understand, you got COVID, it's been that kind of year, but Mack Brown said, listen, I want to see the expansion of the playoff because, as we'll get to this play here with McGowan as he breaks a big one. Seth McGowan. Can they track him down? Finally they do near the 10. Donovan Steiner, and a flag is down.
I think a horse collar there at the end, Joe.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense number 13. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
73-yard run by McGowan.
And it's outstanding blocking on the edge. You see big 59, Adrian Ely, Creed Humphrey, Tyrese Robinson all help secure blocks and open up a big 73-yard run for Seth McGowan. This rushing attack of Oklahoma, they've really been the story offensively. Their ability to win the line of scrimmage and run the ball at will has been really impressive against this Gator defense.
1st and goal. And Stevenson in as the back next to Rattler. Rattler pulls it, had a man right in his face. We don't do bounce passes in this game, Mr. Mims.
Forward and incomplete. 2nd down.
That is incomplete as Brenton Cox was right in the face of Rattler. 73-yarder by Seth McGowan, who's from right nearby in Dallas. Ball and Stevenson in the backfield here. It's 2nd and goal all the way back to the 15-yard line. And going back inside the 5 to Jeremiah Hall. And it'll be 3rd and goal.
That's what gets set up when you run the football so effectively. Play action pass, and that's Jeremiah Hall, who's the H-back. He's a fullback, fakes the block on the linebacker, comes wide open in the middle of the field, and Spencer Rattler locates his target.
Is there a Dimitri Flowers type? They've often utilized that kind of player in that position. 3rd and goal for Oklahoma. Rattler looking left. batted and incomplete. Bogle got up and denied it.
Good athleticism by Chris Bogle on the edge. Shuts his rush down as he sees Spencer Rattler trying to find Stevenson in the flats. Gets that right hand up and knocks the ball down. Well played by Chris Bogle. He's been all over the field tonight for this Gator defense.
So what was a 1st and goal, then the penalty, pushed back, turns in to a Burkich 20-yard attempt. And he puts it through. And Oklahoma extends their lead to 21 points. 73-yard run by that guy, Seth McGowan.
But you're going to have to find ways to continue to incentivize players to want to play throughout the course of the season. Not that I love that, but that's just the reality of where players' mindsets are today. Once they're out of a season, once they have no chance to compete for a championship of any kind, we're seeing players opt out.
Emory Jones, first down, a little bit of pressure, goes downfield and off the fingertips of Justin Shorter.
Now, the one question I would have, and I thought Dan Mullen, we asked him about this a couple of days ago, was a great point he made. Is this because of COVID this year? Because it is so different. These aren't real, similar bowls where you're going in and you're spending a week in a city and you're getting gifts and all the things that come with a bowl game. Is this a COVID year we're seeing all the opt-outs, or is this a sign of things to come? Time will tell.
Davis breaking tackles and getting free. Malik Davis with a strong run there for the Gators. Holly, you had the chance to spend some time with the Gators AD, Scott Strickland. What did he say about this?
That's right. And keep in mind, he's just rotating off of the College Football Playoff Committee. And he said, we have got to add value back into the postseason that goes beyond just the college football playoffs. So I think that was a great point by AD Scott Strickland. Both he and Joe Castiglione of Oklahoma are just rotating off their turn.
There's Jones. And Jones making the most of it for a few yards. There's Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, here to see the team that gave such a great fight in that championship game against Alabama. Of course, Greg has been an outstanding leader in the sport this year when the sport has needed to have strong leadership. He would be at the forefront of many of the discussions when it comes to potential playoff expansion and how the sport will move forward. Keep in mind, when these major changes affecting the sport with name, image, and likeness. So when you talk about incentivizing things, incentivizing a postseason, that could come into play.
That should help, right? I mean, that should be a key component that's going to help guys continue to stay invested. I've heard all kinds of things. Maybe bowls, they start to be able to pay players to play in their bowl games.
Marketing opportunities. Right?
Exactly, marketing opportunities with name, image, and likeness. And maybe that's something that continues to keep guys invested and wanting to show up and play.
And this Florida team, a roster hollowed out without their 4 top pass catchers. 3rd down and 6 for Jones. And that was low and incomplete. A little bit of traffic up front with Nick Bonito for the Sooners playing that rush end position, as Gamble was the intended target for Emory Jones.
Nick Bonito has really been going to work on Stone Forsyth on the left side of the Florida offensive line. A lot of inside moves, getting that pressure right in the quarterback's face. Really nice job here tonight by number 11, second-team AP All-American. He's been their best edge rusher all season, and he's shown up often here in the Cotton Bowl.
Jacob Finn. Nose down punt, end over end, fair catch. Mims at the 12-yard line. Over 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Florida's offense struggling here in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic second half. Hey, Dusty, nothing stays the same in college football, right? Always railing on the Big 12 defense. They don't play defense. And now all of a sudden they're second in yards allowed, seeing better defense, Oklahoma specifically. And then the SEC, where now the offenses have changed a little bit in the SEC. And now the defensive numbers aren't quite as good in the SEC.
I like that word there, juxtaposition. It's fascinating, isn't it, Joe? Because it used to be there's no defense in the Big 12.
Stevenson breaks free, and here goes Ramondre Stevenson. We saw McGowan go for 73 yards moments ago. And now Ramondre Stevenson, the big back at nearly 250 pounds, he goes for 49 yards here.
Sooners continue to gash Florida on the ground. Bill Bedenbaugh, offensive line coach, is going to be very happy. Excellent job by Hayes kicking out, as well as Anton Harrison. Big gaping hole for Ramondre Stevenson.
He's got 161 yards tonight. Marcus Major with the carry here as he gets to the 15-yard line. Of course, #1 Alabama, #4 Notre Dame. It is a Rose Bowl game presented by Capital One at 4 Eastern. Middle of that Florida defense, they don't have Marlon Dunlop, Kyrie Campbell. Some young guys rotating in with that defensive line there. 2nd and 2. Stevenson to the outside. The block from Stogner, pushes ahead, kept his balance, dances his way in. Every which way. Ramondre Stevenson. Tiny steps, big gains, big score.
Big body, tough runner, and you're not going to bring him down with arm tackles. Looks like a tired Gator defense here in the second half as they continue to go back to the well.
Looks like the ladder drill here, Dusty.
Oh, no question. Watch the footwork, the determination, and nobody gets a good shot on him as he hits the brakes. They fly right by, and he keeps working his way into the end zone. What a night for Ramondre Stevenson.
Those are the kind of plays where we appreciate. Yeah, I know 6 foot and 250 pounds, but when you say balance, when you say lower body strength, quick feet, that's what it's all about right there.
297 now on the ground, Joe. This Oklahoma rushing attack, just running the ball at will on Florida here throughout this game.
Right on the return. Imagine if they had the full roster earlier this season. If there was an understanding and a normal start to the year, what could have been for this Oklahoma team.
And there's a lot of people that think the way that they played at the end of the year, one of the best 4 teams in college football. So it's a great point you make. You could argue those are the 2 best players offensively and defensively on this Oklahoma football team. And once they got those guys back, they have been at a different level as a team and just clearly impact every piece of this Oklahoma football team.
You tell me, my man. You tell me. Listen, I understand the 2 losses earlier, but in terms of how this team's playing, what you would want to see on the field, this team among those 4, roll the dice, see how it would be, what it would look like.
I mean, yeah, but I hear what you're saying. And this is why I would like to see.
I didn't say they earned it.
I'm just saying, but then you look at a Texas A&M team,
right?
You know what I mean, who put together a quality 8-1 season, an all SEC schedule, beat this Florida Gator team when they were at full strength earlier in the season. So that gets dicey and tough. Do I think Oklahoma could compete with Notre Dame, potentially beat them? Absolutely. But you know what you did on the field and what your resume is, I think that has to matter.
There's no doubt. Hey, I'm not making the argument for it. I'm just saying the way this team's playing right now, how much would you like to see them get a shot?
No doubt.
And then we get back to that old expansion conversation, don't we? What would happen if we were at 8? What would happen if we were at 6? And a team like this that's playing better ball as the year goes on gets the rat back.
And I'd like, if you win your conference championship, you get an opportunity to compete for the national championship, right? I mean, I think that's another way to, make the conference championship games matter that much more.
4th down and 1, and Jones will have it and a lot more as he strides his way inside the 20-yard line. Gives a little something Pat Fields, the safety.
Emory Jones running the football has been one of the most effective aspects of this Gator offense here tonight. Quality hole off the right side. You see the acceleration from Emory Jones.
Here's Jones on 1st down as Davis gets it out of the backfield, spins his way inside the 10. Now there was news today concerning that game, the college football playoff semifinal that we'll see at the All-State Sugar Bowl, and that's that Clemson will be without their play caller. Tony Elliott, longtime offensive coordinator. He tested positive for COVID-19. How much does that concern you?
I mean, it has to concern me quite a bit. I mean, he's done an excellent job calling the plays, but as long as Trevor Lawrence is still there, Joe, I think that offense is going to function just fine.
Davis, right at that line to gain before he was tackled by John Michael Terry. Now he's been the play caller for 6 years with Clemson. They won't have him available come Friday against Ohio State. Of course, Ohio State trying to avenge things from a year ago in the postseason. That has been a great source of motivation. Jones, design quarterback run, cannot spin away from Ronnie Perkins. The athleticism and pursuit of Perkins, and Jones had no chance.
Well, it's about pad leverage, and he's going to split a double team. Watch him work right here. He's going to split this double team, square back up, and make this play. Splits the double team, knocks off the puller, and makes the play. That's a quality individual effort by Ronnie Perkins.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Oklahoma, 3 straight college football playoff appearances that look nothing like this. Get their chance to come out here and make a statement as to where they are and where they're headed. We're headed to the 4th quarter, and it's all Sooners.
What's a contrasted mindset on the various sidelines here tonight. You see Lincoln Riley laser focused with his players, and Florida kind of aimlessly walking down the field, getting ready to start this 4th quarter. We'll see if they can punch it in.
Emory Jones, future of the program at quarterback, redshirt sophomore from Georgia. Running option here on the pitch to Pierce, and Pierce is met and sent out of bounds. DJ Graham coming from that corner spot.
Physical football game for this Oklahoma defense here so far. As they have lived up to the billing. We talked in the onset about the improvements made on that side of the ball. It's come to fruition here tonight.
What a change from recent years. 3rd and goal. Jones with time goes underneath. A flag is down as Pat Fields came in hard that time on Naquan Wright at the 3-yard line. Mr. John Perry, they did pick up this flag for target.
They did. They got to get all 3 of the categories to enforce that targeting issue. And in my opinion, it's a good pickup. I just don't see it as a complete lower lead aim attack with the crown of the helmet.
Here's a 4th and goal now for the Gators. Jones, and taken down was Wells by Asamoah. He had an interception earlier, and he comes up with the tackle there on 4th and goal.
Instinctive play by Brian Asamoah, athleticism, twitchiness, and the Oklahoma defense bows its neck and keeps Florida out of the end zone once again.
The start of the New Year's Six Bowls, and what a start it was for Oklahoma's defense with 3 interceptions of Heisman finalist Kyle Trask in the 1st quarter. Now, Dusty, Kyle Trask without a touchdown pass. He's without a touchdown pass in a start for the 1st time in his career. And he's had at least 2 passing touchdowns in all but 1 of his career starts before today. Here's Seth McGowan. Remember, he went for 73 yards earlier, and now he gets this going. What an explosive playmaker they have in Seth McGowan, the freshman. And he comes up a little bit sore at the end of that run. Seth McGowan had a 73-yard run earlier, and here he goes for 48 yards on that play. And the 73-yarder he had earlier was the 4th longest rushing play that didn't result in a touchdown in Cotton Bowl history.
Watch Tyrese Robinson, 52, the big man, getting out in front, getting a block, and getting the safety, Steiner, on the ground. It's a quality run after the catch by Seth McGowan, but I like the big 335-pounder out in front.
Now here is
into space with Theo Howard from Rattler. 8 20-plus yard plays for Oklahoma tonight. 8 plays over 20 yards.
Big play offense here tonight for the Sooners. A lot of these have been on the ground.
Did you see
passes
that
to
stat
running
line,
backs.
by the way? I mean, my man's touched the ball 4 times, and he's got 143 yards of offense.
Is that any good?
Pretty good. 2nd and 5.
Likely be the feature back next season.
Rattler able to escape. And Rattler will have the first down, and a heck of a lot more as Rattler then glides down at about the 12-yard line. He is fired up. And as you see his parents, Susan and Michael, it's his sister Olivia there. Big things ahead for Spencer Rattler. This is going to be one of the it teams going into next year. First down run. Marcus Major, and he can't get loose as Amari Burney makes the tackle.
You mentioned Oklahoma talking about the prospects in the next season. Lincoln Riley himself said tonight is a night for building momentum in the next season. He even told us they got a chance to be really good. Talking about that defense, likely at least 10 of those starters that we've seen tonight back next year for this Sooner team.
I'll back it up. The 20-yard line on 2nd and 17. To the end zone and into the hands of Rambo. And Spencer Rattler is still getting after the Gators. That guy had a lot to do with it. Seth McGowan. And the big reception put him in position. And a 97-yard drive in the 4th quarter.
You got it all working here tonight against the Gators, and quality pass there by Spencer Rattler off his back foot, just a little flick of the wrist, and ball put in perfect placement for Charleston Rambo to bring in another touchdown.
20-yard touchdown to Rambo from Rattler. Rattler has 3 touchdown passes on the night. Has that touchdown run too, and has the look of a guy who knows exactly where things are headed in the future, doesn't he? Davis, go ahead for a few yards. Give me a sense of hope, if there is any, for Notre Dame.
Look, I think they're going to have to be able to establish a run game, because I think the only way, the best way to play defense against Alabama is to keep them on the sidelines. Like, to me, you've got to be able to play ball control. Ian Book's going to have to be able to make some throws and make some plays. But I think time of possession, keeping Mac Jones, keeping Devontae Smith, Najee Harris at bay over on the sidelines, I think that's the best, maybe only defense for what is the best offense in all of college football.
Well, guys, one thing Notre Dame won't do is confuse Mac Jones. When we talked to him on our conference call today, it was really interesting. He has a 4.0. He just graduated with a master's degree as well, and he told us that he has 4 pages of goals that he wrote out when he first got to Alabama with the strength and conditioning coach at the time, Scott Cochran, and his father. He said, I've crossed off a lot of stuff on the 4 pages of goals, but more is still ahead for Mac Jones.
All that offensive talent that they loaded up on this year. 3rd and 6 for Emory Jones, and that is off the hands of Campbell.
It's been that kind of night for the Gators tonight, Joe. You know, without their star-studded pass catchers, and we've seen several drops throughout the course of the night, and just frustration on a lot of the faces of Florida players.
Listen, trailing by 35. Some perspective. We mentioned this last 30 seasons. You don't see blowouts when it comes to Florida. But if this score holds up, it's going to be right there. Only 4 times in the last 30 seasons they have lost by over 30. Rochelle to punt. Mims the fair catch. It'll be fun to see Mims next year And all this talent on Oklahoma.
Well, there's been several players that have had great performances, but let's go with the quarterback, Spencer Rattler. Early on, dropping dimes to Marvin Mims. Well-designed play. As you see the screen to Weeze, and he gets in the open field. Combined 4 touchdowns, 3 in the air, 1 on the ground.
Marcus Major adding to that total. By the way, Spencer Rattler, his night is done. As Chandler Morris, the freshman from Highland Park, nearby here in Dallas, is in the game. Morris had a touchdown run in the Big 12 championship game right here. He's Chad Morris's son, former head coach at Arkansas, who just wrapped up the season as Auburn's play caller. And now headed to the bowl game, Auburn against Northwestern on New Year's Day. Morris to pass on first down. And it's incomplete as he was trying to connect with fellow freshman Trevon West.
Definitely want to thank all the teachers out there, and also just want to say thank you to college football, to all these players, both the players we see on the field here tonight, but all across college football. It has not been easy to make this season go this year. It has been extremely trying, extremely difficult. These players, these coaches have had to sacrifice. And I'll be honest with you, Joe, we needed it, right? I think in this country, we needed college football. And we need to show appreciation and respect for what they've put themselves through so that we can all sit back and enjoy the game of college football that we love so much.
Very well said and very well done by Marcus Major. And add to the blowout. This thing just got real ugly when you look up at the bright lights on the scoreboard. Half a hundo being hung on the Gators. Man, oh man, has it gone south.
And that's the exclamation point, as now Oklahoma over 400 yards rushing in this game here tonight.
Wow. Got the backup quarterback in. We got the backup place kicker in. We got the backup running back for 110 yards. They're getting rolled. A roster is absolutely gutted with opt-outs, and this is what it looks like in the fourth quarter of a game like that. And you can hear the derision with the SEC chant for years and years and years. How many times did Oklahoma, how many times Big 12 and other rival conferences hear that loud tidal wave roar of SEC? You know, in boxing we have a saying, when you get matched up with a certain opponent that you're supposed to knock out, you got to knock them out. This was an opponent that came in hollowed out a bit in Florida. They tried. They gave it their best in that first half, but it gave way. Right on the return. Flag is down at the end of that. Oklahoma's got 409 rushing yards right now. If they don't lose another yard, this is the Cotton Bowl record. Damian Pierce with a good run. $55 points on the board for Oklahoma. That is a program record in a bowl game. Think of all the great Oklahoma teams through the years. Anthony Richardson in for Florida. True freshman quarterback. As he lowers his shoulder, he goes 6'4", 234 pounds. He's from East Side High in Gainesville. Big time recruit. And Dusty, you know the kind of quarterback that really fits a Dan Mullen system. Big, physical, like Dak Prescott.
Tim Tebow.
Yep.
Going back to Alex Smith, whenever he had him in Utah. I think that'll be fascinating to see. Emory Jones, I think he's going to be the guy that has a leg up in the race. And I would think that Anthony Richardson's going to have every opportunity coming up in the spring and the offseason to compete for that starting job. And, you know, one thing, no one's getting lost, this is a good Florida football team this year. I mean, you know, we showed the numbers earlier. You know, barely lose to a really good Texas A&M team on the road. You know, oddly lose that LSU game in the fog that just didn't quite make sense. Played Alabama tougher and better than anyone else in the country has to this point. And they're going to end this season on a 3-game losing streak. I think it's going to get lost just how good of a team and the strides that Dan Mullen continues to make in year number 3 as the Gators head coach.
Lorenzo Lingard with the carry there. Flags down who's prize prospect a few years ago. About 4.5 minutes here. Getting ready to get Gatorade ready to be Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic champions.
Passing team number 89. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
This stands would be the largest margin of defeat for Florida in the last 30 years. Last 30 years.
Crazy to think, because again, I have the utmost respect. Third time I've had this Florida team this year. It's a good football team. And clearly, as you mentioned, gutted from some of their personnel, but still did not anticipate this type of performance here tonight.
There's only so much you can ask at a certain point. Richardson to pass here on first down. Now he tucks and runs, and you can see how he can accelerate. It's a good run by Anthony Richardson. Had a sensational career at Eastside High School. Went for over 4,600 passing yards. And if you're a big fan of the Netflix series QB1 Beyond the Lights, you'll get a hefty dose of Anthony Richardson. His senior year of high school, he was filmed for that streaming series. Richardson to the end zone and gets the touchdown to Pouncey.
Something to build on in the offseason for the true freshman Anthony Richardson.
Timeout for an injured player of the offense.
His first passing touchdown of his career. Stands strong in the pocket. You see his wide out, gives him the hand signal as he comes open and delivers the pass on target. Well executed, well done by Anthony Richardson here late in this ball game.
So Jordan Pouncey with the 27-yard touchdown reception. Chris Howard makes the extra point here. It's back to 35. And the reason I say it's back to 35 because, folks, as of a few moments ago, that score would have been the largest margin of defeat in the last 30 seasons for Florida.
Next year, my hope.
Well, what do you think next year holds
25
for Florida, my friend? Schaefer in at quarterback. As they're going to be unloading the bench here, Holly.
Well, you keep bringing up Dak Prescott, and so I have kind of a cool little update for you guys. Dak Prescott actually came here before the game and went in and visited with Dan Mullen. He was on crutches in that boot as he comes back from that ankle injury. I think it's really cool that he made time. That's the kind of relationship he has with Dan Mullen and Brian Johnson, guys that helped him out in his college career at Mississippi State. And here he came on crutches and everything. Dak Prescott making an appearance here today to see his good friend Dan Mullen.
And Holly, that high water mark in 2014, Mississippi State, remember he got off that 9-0 start. Mikey Henderson with the carry. We told you he can do it all. Put him in the downfield and play H-back. Remember, stay tuned for live post-game coverage of the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic on SportsCenter after the game. Going to be a lot of perspective in terms of the numbers, the history of the route, and what they were able to do with the run game. Some of the historical perspective that we've already shared with you.
Timeout for an
55 points, a program record for a bowl game for Oklahoma.
And that's with a program that's had far more prolific offenses than this one, Joe. You know, the thing about this Oklahoma team in particular was the balance, you know, that they're, you know, very solid on offense, had really stepped it up, and for the first time in a long time, you could say that you could make the argument that the defense is more impressive than the offense, and they have come out tonight and just absolutely put on a clinic. And, you know, we were talking with Lincoln Riley, and, you know, it's kind of a mixed bag with the offensive line this year. You know, they had a slow start to the season with COVID, and then midway through the season, they kind of hit their stride. And then here tonight, Again, we're going to give these running backs a lot of praise, as well we should. But the line of scrimmage was absolutely dominated by the Oklahoma offensive line, and that's what's helped aid a Cotton Bowl record 431 yards on the ground.
431 rushing yards, a Cotton Bowl record. And this is one of the grand games of being, tradition rich with power programs with some of the best who have ever come through here. You got to go all the way back to 1946 to break that mark. That was Missouri went for 408, 1946, and they shatter that record tonight here against Florida. By the way, it's a great time of the year to just settle in and watch ball nonstop, isn't it? I know we spend so much time talking about the CFP, and Friday afternoon through Friday evening is going to be special with what we get with the Rose Bowl game presented by Capital One right here, and then the All-State Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. But I'm very excited for what you're going to be doing, right? New Year's Day at noon, JT Daniels in Georgia against that undefeated Cincinnati team. That should be fascinating. They're stalking Coach Riley. They're stalking. They're hunting their prey here, Dusty.
I think he figured out something was going on. And I think he's standing back and telling them to stay away. But no, I appreciate you mentioning that. We do have the Peach Bowl. I can't wait to see Cincinnati. That Georgia football team has been completely different since JT Daniels has taken over a quarterback. And Cincinnati, I think they're looking for respect. Felt that they were a little disrespected after a 9-0 season, and there it is. They got Riley. Finally gets the bag that he's been waiting for. His first postseason bowl victory since he's been a head coach, in his first win against the SEC, and in impressive fashion here tonight, Joe.
Remember, he was only 33 years old when he got the job. Fourth year as Oklahoma's head coach, and no other Oklahoma coach has as many wins in their fourth year as Lincoln Riley. And they got legends, Wilkerson, Switzer, and Stoops. But here he is, and he gets to taste the victory of a bowl win. A Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic champions, and they do it in style. Kyle Trask, the Heisman finalist, it went south immediately in the first quarter. 3 interceptions and held without a passing touchdown in a start for the first time in his career. And 55 points, a program record for a bowl game for Oklahoma when they run for 435 yards. 435 rushing yards. That is a Cotton Bowl record. 55-20 the final. Oklahoma takes it. For Holly and Dusty, I'm Joe Tessitore, saying enjoy the rest of your night, including Sports Center coming up right now.
My name is Bry Patton. I'm chairman of the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, and I just want to congratulate both teams on an outstanding effort, not only tonight, but through the rest of the year that they've dealt with all the obstacles and adversity. Just very impressive to see what these teams had to go through. Now it's my honor and pleasure to bestow the Field Scoville Trophy to the champions of the 85th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, to Coach Lincoln Riley and the Oklahoma Sooners. Coach, you want to say a few words? Boomer! One more time. Boomer!
It's good to get another great win here at our second home at AT&T Stadium. So proud of our team, our players, all that we fought throughout this year, and to win the Big 12 championship game here 10 days ago and be back in here and be Cotton Bowl champions. Just can't say enough. So proud of these guys.
Well, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, the champions of the 85th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, your Oklahoma Sooners.